So I'm back here. Peru is home to the oldest known civilization in the Americas, the Norte Chico metropolis, and 12 World Heritage Sites across the Andes Plains. Tracing 10,000 years of ancient civilization through traditions wrought in weaving and Peruvian superfoods such as quinoa, the 1,860 square meter pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai narrates the nation's enduring past under the theme of Timeless, Always Peru. Walking through the pavilion, you can feel that it transcends time by honoring 10,000 years of tradition and culture while looking to the future. Production processes of Peru's highly sought-after experts are put on display as part of the pavilion exhibition. From showcasing wooden handicrafts, decorative items, and alpaca fiber products. Peru also highlights its ancient superfoods quinoa and cocoa for the sake of future sustainability.
Soy José del Castillo, cocinero peruano.
Multicolor, multisabor. La cocina que yo manejo.
Angola. So here in Angola. The Angola Pavilion is located in the mobility area and explores the history of the African nation linked to the authentic cultural heritage of the Chokwe people. The indigenous Chokwe people have preserved their cultural roots through beautifully repeated drawings of sand grains, which embody their ideograms, the language of Angola, using grains of sand that have been passed down through generations. The idea of the pavilion is based entirely on the ancient tradition of making sand drawings known as suna, and each drawing presents a lesson, knowledge, or wisdom to be passed on to the next generation. What really shows the richness of humanity is the fact that the image of the flower in the sand drawings, the Sana, is very similar to the Expo 2020 logo. But in their Sana language, this flower represents the moment when the king asked for the hand of the future queen to become his wife.
Right here. It can be right here.
So, yun. Ayaw ko siyang pumila. Ayan. Sariling stamp. Kami concert. So you have Welcome to Haiti, and I am here to hear the story of a country with a history almost as fascinating and unique as its geography. Let us witness all that is remarkable about this Caribbean nation, both its natural beauty and its people. Haiti has a rich and unique cultural identity, consisting of a blend of traditional French and African customs, mixed with sizable contributions from the Spanish and indigenous Taino cultures. Haiti's culture is greatly reflected in its paintings, music, and literature. Located in the heart of the Mobility District, the theme of the Slovakia Pavilion is Movement of the Future, Hydrogen, Aviation, and Space. Among the other main exhibits are the space robot Androver, originally created for NASA, and a flight simulator created by the Slovak firm Virtual Reality Media, specializing in in-flight and ground technology simulators. The Slovakia Pavilion has unveiled the country's first hydrogen car, a sleek, aerodynamic sports car that produces no harmful emissions. The MH2 hydrogen car was designed by Branislav Maux, the Slovak designer who has contributed to the design of every Ferrari model since 2007. The concept car boasts a unique, functional design as well as the latest technologies and materials, reflecting the country's ability to innovate and envision the future of mobility, while also contributing to its goal of promoting sustainability. Go to Micronesia. Micronesia is an island country in Oceania. It consists of 4 states from west to east, Yap, Chuuk, Pohnpei, and Kosrae, that are spread across the western Pacific. The major coastal communities are mangrove forests, seagrass beds, lagoons, and coral reefs, biologically and physically linked. Each of the 4 states has its own culture and traditions, but there are also common cultural and economic bonds that are centuries old. Cultural similarities include the importance of the traditional extended family and clan systems and are found on all islands. Looking around the Bulgaria Pavilion, it will really show us great interest in its modern look and cultural heritage of their country. And we will keep noting that the impressive videos in the pavilion perfectly showcases their archaeological, architectural and historical landmarks, creating an immersive experience.
Alphabets nila.
I am highly intrigued and impressed by the replicas of the Panagyuriste and Varna gold treasures displayed at the exhibition.
All of these are ancient gold. Ano naman natutunan?
The Vatican is the smallest sovereign state on earth and also one of the most influential nations. Come and let's find out more about this unique country within a country. The theme of this Vatican pavilion is deepening the connection. The pavilion underlines the importance of fostering channels of dialogue and fraternal bonds between people of all cultures and religions across the globe. It is definitely one of the many intriguing attractions at Expo. It is a home to precious manuscripts more than 1,000 years old that have left the Vatican archives for the first time to be displayed. One of the manuscripts, which dates to the early 9th century, was written on parchment made from animal skin and displays theories on astronomy written in Arabic. One of the most famous moments of the Crusades is also recreated on the walls in the pavilion, with the mural of Saint Francis of Assisi heading to discuss matters of faith with the Sultan of Egypt in 1219. Pavilion is also home to a recreation of Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam. The original image adorns the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City. You can also see a display of a meeting that happened 800 years after Saint Francis and the Sultan met, when the Pope met the Grand Imam in Abu Dhabi in 2019. While a monument to an early encounter between iconic leaders of the two religions opens the journey through the pavilion, one much closer to home for the UAE. Despite being at war, they were able to put aside their differences to discuss what they had in common. The Holy See's display at Expo serves a much different purpose than the pavilions from other countries. Their presence here is more about culture and symbolism than anything else.
Ang ganda sa Vatican. Holy See. Ayun, ay na-amaze ako sa Vatican na pavilion. It's good for a Catholic like me na, to be just there. Pag ginto si Mayora, yan. Gold box. Ayun, so solo pa din, charay. Yeah, we'll see kung saan tayo. Ang bango! Ayun, so maganda naman pala siya. I will share my thoughts on my next vlog.
The Mongolia Pavilion embraces the nomadic lifestyle Mongolia has held for thousands of years and illustrates how they coexist with the current and developing urban lifestyle. Mongolian Pavilion highlights the nation's culture and heritage centered around the millennia-old nomadic lifestyle of its people. I got to explore the country's wildlife, including the central role horses play in the country's culture. We can also experience traditional throat singing and the ancient games such as shagai. Dominican Republic. Let's be delighted by the first settlement of the New World and be welcomed by the inclusive characteristics of its society and the warmth of its people. Indeed, the Dominican Pavilion was designed and set to make visitors like me live a unique experience of their culture and attractions. The Dominican Republic is also known for the world popular musical style and genre called Micrones. It has a type of lively, fast-paced rhythm and dance music. Since the country has a long history of fine art that goes back to the middle of the 1800s, when the country became independent and the beginnings of a natural art scene emerged. The Dominican Pavilion was designed and set to make visitors like me live a unique experience of their culture and attractions. Who knows, I might be lucky and win a trip to Dominican Republic.
Thank you. I will win.
Bye-bye.
Sudan Pavilion is held in this exhibition under the slogan, Sudan is the land of endless opportunities. Just some quick facts. Sudan has 5 registered UNESCO World Heritage Sites and recently discovered archaeological sites, including an underwater tomb. Sudan is the largest exporter of gum arabic, one of the major producers of gold in Africa, and has 1.5 million tons of uranium reserves.
Parang Wakanda forever.
Sudan has also over 50 million acres of agricultural land that could feed 1 billion people. Sudan has always been a strategic trade route between Asia, Africa, and the rest of the world.
Pagod na ako. More country and hindi na pa ako nagsasabing gusto ko na umuwi. Kaso my driver is not yet here. So, enjoy muna ako.
Welcome to Albania. Let's embark on a captivating journey through time. Let us see the dynamic multidimensionality of Albanian identity and culture via an astonishing variety of objects, historically significant artifacts, handmade traditional costumes, and typical plants and food. Albania is situated on the Balkan Peninsula at the natural crossroad of European transport corridors. It has 2.87 million people, a young and dynamic population. Tirana, the capital city, was awarded European Youth Capital of 2022. Albania is rich in water, forests, and minerals, with one of the world's least explored underwater coastlines. Welcome to Mauritania! The Mauritania Pavilion is inspired by the authentic Bedouin character and models of beauty placed in front of the pavilion, expressing its position and advantages in the history and heritage of Mauritania. Just by looking around the pavilion, you will be introduced to the most important commercial investment fields in Mauritania: antiques and models of panels for ancient education, and the most important handicrafts, which depict the life of the Badia. The pavilion also includes a corner for lovers of jewelry, decorations, silver coins from rings and rosaries that can be acquired for remembrance during their visit to the pavilion. Mauritania's culture is a mixture of many influences, both indigenous and external from the ancient Berber people, the Moors, and the French, especially visible in both music and cuisine. Very tough structure.
That's residence A.
Mauritian tent. Siya si ilang queen, I think. It's their queen. This is their little city of Ulata.
And now we're visiting Antigua and Barbuda. Positioning itself as the emerging economic powerhouse of the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda hopes its first ever pavilion at a World Expo, which showcases its booming investment and tourism industries, as well as its rich history and culture to the world, as more than 20 million people are expected to visit Expo 2020. Antigua and Barbuda welcomes over 1 million visitors annually to its shores, and is one of the Caribbean's premier destinations for leisure, cruises, and business travelers.
Yeah, so it's a small place. It's a small city. Small country pala. So colorful. It's so nice. So, hindi pa po ako natigil kahit malulubat na po yung phone ko. So, only live once nga, sabi nila. It has become like a yeah. The most advanced.
Hello, Estonia! Estonia has experienced the transformative power of digital development over the last 30 years since restoring its independence in 1991. They have shared the benefits of an e-society and lessons learned with many other countries around the world.
Oh my god. To be surrounded by all of these walls. Oh, how beautiful it is to be surrounded with all of these walls. Like, oh, atong walls na to. Nananakit. Okay, pasok ulit tayo sa mga walls.
More than 40 enterprises and organizations are present in the Estonian pavilion, every one of them with an inspiring story to share. Estonia's mission at Expo Dubai is to show the world how to build a modern information society, a great place to live, work, and do business because digital solutions save energy, time, and money.
Umo sa ano ko. Tomorrow. O, diba? Haggard yung ako. O, diba? Bakit offline sayang? Ayun. So, maganda siya. Pero sumakit yung mata ko sa kanya. bongga. Okay na? Okay na tayo? Okay na? I think 15 countries ako today. Not the big ones, but it's also a good thing na I found the small one. It's time to go home. This is good job to Dubai and the UAE. It's really nice. And so in a country, there's no big, there's no small, there's no small. Yeah, so that's good. So ayan, they're closing the dome because of a concert. Okay, kung saan po. Ito mo naman tayo. Nasa makinig po. Alam ko pong illegal po yung ginawa ko. Ayoko na umikot. Tamad na. Anyway, pasensya na po. White pants ay okay pa naman. Pero masakit lang talaga yung damo. Ang sakit ng damo. So that's it for our day 2 here in Expo. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye-bye. And it sounds super cute. Pessimistic, I feel a little